Okay, so a bit of a change up here. So I forgot that I had changed my program a little bit to move some of the exercises from Wednesday to the Thursday workout. And of course, I just made a little note on my notepad instead of actually moving them over, so I didn't do them. So we're gonna have to do them today. No big deal. Just doing heavy hand movements, so hopefully everything's recovered and feeling good for tomorrow. But I think it's just more important that we get the work in and we don't skip it. So that's what we're gonna do. We'll add those workouts to this one, and yeah, we're gonna have fun doing it. So I'll see you guys in a minute. So, like I said, we forgot to do the heavy hand stuff yesterday. I knew I felt like I was forgetting something, um, but we're gonna get into it. Pretty simple again. I'm gonna use the cone to challenge my fingers, my pinkies, the two fingers down here, because that's what you need when you're an inside puller. You need control with that pressure. It's gonna be pretty basic exercise. Basically, you just get a hold of the weight and containing it. So we'll warm up and we'll see what we can get to for about a 6-second hold. Got to get it a little warmed up first. Hands don't need too much warm up because they're typically pretty good. You use them all day. So yeah, that's basically what the movement's going to look like. Yeah, we're going to do probably once we find a good weight. For hand, I like to do a little bit more volume instead of 4 sets. I'm probably going to do 6 sets. Just again, because I just think that's really resilient and really fast recovering. But it's also a lot of fun. It's a good, easy way to challenge yourself. The weight can go up pretty quick and pretty high too. So another good one. Yeah. Warm up went really good. Hands feeling good. First working set is going to be 115. Then we go up by 5-pound increments. The goal is to hold it for at least 6 seconds, but I just want to keep kind of going until I fail. So even if I get shorter um, holds, that's fine. I kind of just want to hit a failure point to see where my strength is with the cone generally. So yeah, let's get this 115. That felt good. Excuse me. Definitely can go up a little bit. Felt really solid on the left arm. The right hand was kind of challenging, kind of like the rise and pronation day. My right hand's better at rise and pronation, but my left hand is just physically stronger than my right. So I usually get more weight on this with my left than my right. So we'll see where the right taps out, but I think there's still quite a bit of space left to go up on the left. Okay, now we got 120 on here. Okay, so that'll be 122.5. You spoke a little bit last time. This is 132.5, not 122.5. But yeah, I think this one's going to be pretty hard. Not sure if I'm going to be able to get it on the right, but let's see. Yeah, left still feels like it has a little bit more. And that's pretty close. Like I could probably go up by like 1 pound on the right, but I'll use this weight, do a few more sets just to kind of get accustomed to this. I know the goal is 6 to 10, but since 6 to 10 seconds, since I have table practice tomorrow, I think it'll be better recovery wise just to do some singles at a higher effort than doing a little bit of longer holds. Um, yeah, next week we'll probably take about 10-15% off of this, whatever we get today on both arms, and then do that for the longer holds and then start progressing it up. But yeah, I wasn't really sure where I was with the cone handle. It's looking like if it holds true for the left and right, looks like I'm going to be about 15 pounds weaker with the cone handle versus just the regular roller that I use, which is still a fat grip. It's the same diameter. It's just not a cone. Quite a bit easier. But yeah, no, I'm really happy with this so far, and keep going up. Okay, now we're up to 135 for the left. That's pretty close to good there. Set this to 2.5 for the right, and hopefully I can still do pretty good. Yeah, so there's a little bit of discrepancy there between the right and left. Not too bad. 2.5 pounds, but feels about the same difficulty. So I'll do a few more sets at that weight. Probably 4 more, because the last sets were still pretty close, and then we'll call that for the hand stuff for today, and then we'll move into what was originally planned for today, just kind of more like recovery and pump stuff, back stuff. So it should be pretty fun. So next up is going to be JM press, and this is where we're supposed to start today. So let's get, I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with JM press if you've been around arm wrestling for any amount of time. Todd Hutchings really recommends it to help with the elbows, and seems to help. And kind of like with bench press, a lot of the reasons why I think pressing should be in your routine is your chest and shoulder is a big part of what helps your side pressure, because one, your shoulders are responsible for your internal rotation and that lock in your chest. The whole purpose of your chest is to bring your arm in, so and hold it and lock it there, kind of like when you do a chest fly or the chest fly machine. So there's no way that having more chest strength and being able to lock that in doesn't help, at least to some degree. I'm not saying there's a diminishing returns or you need to be a 500-pound bench presser to be at your best in arm wrestling, but just making sure it's not weak is probably a smart way to go. So again, it's nothing that I push hard to progress. I don't necessarily really care as long as it's like challenging and it's getting better to some degree over time. I'm happy, but especially with like the JM press, I like to do it really slow and controlled, so the weights aren't going to be super big. It's mostly kind of just like therapeutic to get it pumped. Help add a little bit of muscle tissue and just make the elbows feel better. So let's get warmed up and into these sets. For JM press, what I like to do is in between these fingers is right where I put the knurling where the grip starts. And some people like to do a false grip. Um, and if you don't have enough flexibility to completely curl your wrist in and get to the bottom, a false grip can help with that. But I don't have a problem even with a normal grip, and it just gives me a little bit more security. So I just grip it normally. And yeah, you're just bringing it down to about the middle of your neck, bottom of your chin, and just moving it up and through the range of motion. You don't need to do it super fast, because this really puts a lot of emphasis on the definitely the elbows. the triceps, a little bit of the chest, the shoulders for sure. And yeah, you'll really feel it in your elbows. Like I can feel even more so from like all the isometrics this week. I definitely feel the tenderness in my elbow from doing this. So I can see why there was definitely a little bit of a weakness in some of the movements earlier this week. But yeah, we'll just slowly go up in weight, get to something that feels good and comfortable, and just keep knocking through reps. Yeah, those are feeling pretty tough. Feels good. Getting a good pump. Nothing too crazy. Surprisingly, even though I've been getting a lot of carbs in, for some reason this week, haven't been getting too much of a pump. I've been really good about keeping my magnesium and my potassium pretty high. So I'm wondering if I'm not getting enough sodium, and that's the reason why I'm not getting as much of a pump from training, or if just all the isometrics and holds and stuff like that are just um, conditioning my body to not over send too much fluids there. I'm not exactly sure what, but either way, we don't necessarily need a pump for arm wrestling. It's just nice, more of a vanity thing, and feels good. And it was always something that, as I was into bodybuilding or when I'm trying to build muscle tissue, I always try to chase the pump. And you're working hard enough to definitely get growth there. But here again, I think I'm going to stay at 135. Just because there is definitely tenderness in the elbows. That was my third set, so I'm probably going to knock out one more set here. And then, do we have anything else for today? No. That's all we'll do. Actually, I did decide that I'm going to do the band recovery. Not band, I'm going to do some isometrics tonight just to, since we ended up training hand, I just want to make sure it's recovered. And because I am feeling a little bit of tenderness here, the jam presses will definitely help as I'm going through and as the weight's going up. Actually, you guys will see it's really crazy. It's like sometimes when your warm up weight will feel the hardest, and then that elbow pain just kind of goes away. But yeah, we'll see what's all feeling there. It's very minimal. We'll probably do like a cupping one where I'll like hang from the chain and support my weight with the cup and do some kind of something that'll challenge the elbow to some degree. And then we should be good for tomorrow. I mean, we'll see. Said I won't have a really good table practice, but what's there will be there. Yeah, so 25 reps total JM press. Feels good. So I'm kind of tempted to pull some weight off and just hit a big set just to get a really good pump going. There's like a little bit of one there. Nothing too crazy. I'm sure tomorrow we're gonna get like when we arm wrestle, sometimes we get, especially Dalton and I, we'll get stuck in a hook or something, and it's like one arm is like bursting out of the sleeve, and then the other arm's just all little and twiggy, and it's pretty funny when everything rushes there. But I'm not exactly 100% sure. Haven't really figured out How I'm going to go about it, if I'm going to just record the whole session. Maybe I'll do it as a live. I mean, I could always do that, but there's not really a good internet connection at the gym. They don't have a Wi-Fi where we train, and my phone service isn't very good, so I'm not sure the quality would be worth it. It's probably better if I just pre-record the training and post it as part of the video. But yeah, table time, Magic City Arms, tomorrow, 6 p.m. If you're in the area, in Billings, Iron Bun Gym, 6 p.m. MST. We'll see you there.